And I mean, that's a really obvious statement, so I'm sorry for making that. But it's a really good location. You get that gas. I mean, it's 5,000 gas there, and that's what a Terran really needs on this map, because it's really hard as a Terran to secure a third gas, because you got that mineral only to the left of your expansion for LD, but if he can take that island and snag a third gas that way, he can easily just push right through the middle, right into Lin's secondary and take him out that way.
A little bit lucky here, because we do see that the Templar Archives and Citadel of Vadun have been somewhat protected to the north. Some Dragoons as well as that Observer now pushing out. Able to clear a couple mines here, but not... Oh, careful. Not taking damage there. It was almost a little bit of luck. I don't think these Dragoons actually have range upgrade at this stage, because, yeah, it wasn't researched, and that cybernetics core went down before it was really researched. I'm not sure if Lin's really aware of that, placing a third gateway down now. Economically slightly ahead, but that's not going to last for very long. Looks like that secondary has been planted on the opposite side. These vultures still roving around out in the field, able to at least stop these additional expansions from going up. We're also seeing a dropship being produced in this bottom left-hand corner, and if some vultures could manage to sneak into that bottom left-hand corner of the base, the bottom right-hand corner of the base along that left edge, I could see Lin being in a lot of trouble. So let's see what he can do to kind of transition here.
Here we go. Lin trying to do some kind of counterattack. I don't know what he's thinking. He's just now scouting out the situation with an observer. He's trying to push in with just a real goon-heavy army against siege tanks. And yeah, he really should have scouted that out before committing to that attack. Kind of wasting a few Dragoons there that he just keep massing up, and he really needs to start thinking about taking the third base too.
Yeah, it looks like he's unfortunately losing his tech. He's at even bases. The Terran, I guess he can drop. He doesn't really need to. He can move an SCV out there to take that. It looks like he's getting an armory down as well. Still not seeing specifically any dropship on the opposite end. Looks like he's trying to get that tech back up quickly before he ends up losing it. And it looks like instead LD just going to take out that pylon and unpower it all. At a significant amount of siege tanks, he's not making any motions to actually taking out his own base, taking a third base for himself. So I'm kind of curious what his plans are from this stage. He's been sitting at 2 factories for quite a long time and just kind of macroing up. Otherwise, I'm kind of waiting for him to actually make a move to either seal a third, and I'm curious if he's planning on taking that at the 6 o'clock location, that island expansion, with a couple Goliaths to protect, or if he's just going to go open up his minerals and take this northern expansion while sending out the vultures and rely on the fact that he's got scouting basically on other expansions with those spider mines, and you can press on those with vultures at any time.
Here comes a dropship coming right across the water here, going to drop right into the Protoss main base. Lin should have plenty of time to see these vultures being dropped off though and pull those probes. Or actually he's going to be able to get a couple of units back in time to defend this. And now LD should really be considered taking the third. He's got that command center building right above his 2 factories. He's finally replaced his barracks so he can build more factories, but because he's macroing those vultures just a little bit too much, he's kind of neglecting macro management back at his base. A lot of idle SCVs in the main and the natural.
Yeah, it looks like he dropped off a couple vultures down below, but very nice defense on Lin's part, having 2 Dragoons already in position. And the one base that actually doesn't have spider mines, just now getting comms out of the third base going up. It looks like at that 3 o'clock position. Yeah, I really feel like macro management-wise, LD has been in a superior position. He's been at the 2 bases, but hasn't had the factories for quite some time. Just now placing the additional factories, just now getting another command center to go up to the 9 o'clock, is sending out some more vultures to try to keep back, but it looks like he actually got the spot of the tech as well, seeing the Arbiter Tribunal as well as the Stargate. But right across these lines where these gateways are coming out, if things are lucky for Lin, the Dragoons are popping out right where the vultures are coming in to harass, so they're being taken care of rather rapidly. It looks like 2 being dropped off short, one of them severely damaged, so it looks like they're not going to get a lot before they're very quickly taken care of.
Yeah, right now Terran player just trying to play the harassment game. Isn't being 100% effective though. He's dropping the vultures off too far from the mineral line, but he doesn't want to risk losing that dropship just yet. He still wants to keep that. Maybe he should go ahead and just shuttle an SCV over to the island and start getting that command center going there as he's taking his mineral only. He really needs to get a third gas, lay down a lot of factories, and just start. He should try to go for a 200, 200, 3-3, and just play defensive until then before trying to harass the Protoss.
Looks like right now, though, Lin is going to take a significant base advantage. He's going to get that expansion in the upper right. This 3 o'clock has not been harassed whatsoever. He's got a lot of Dragoons in position to defend it. I'm seeing a single Vulture at the 12 o'clock. Might start wandering in that direction shortly, but otherwise, it looks like Lin might just win a macroeconomic victory. He's got a lot of gateways planted. He's getting that Arbiter up. If he plants a second gateway, starts pumping Eye Templar, really he can afford to do so now with all the gas he has out. And just now, looks like LD's taking his 4th, but he doesn't have a lot of factories. That's one issue about this map, though, is where to place a lot of your factories past the mid game can be a little bit difficult because there's not a ton of room to work with, and it's kind of awkward inside the Terran base along that ramp because, yeah, you can see where they're kind of planted along that edge. You can kind of see where it gets kind of a cluster issue there. Still that dropship in the mix, though. It looks like LD is going to place that additional expansion to the 9 o'clock. It's somewhat exposed. Should a little task force of zealots, maybe I don't know, a couple Dragoons run up there and take it out, at least delay it a little bit here. But a ton of siege tanks there at the 9 o'clock. That's definitely secure. Vultures wandering up to the right. Nothing there to really take out. Looks like they're going to try to circle around. They are going to be able to get a couple probe kills even in the midst of that single cannon here, though at the 3 o'clock.
Yeah, probes falling back. Dragoons coming in, going to save that expansion, or those probes, I should say. 3 Vultures really can't threaten an expansion. Both players just continuing the macro up, tech up. First Arbiter in the field. Terran just sitting back and probably just going to wait for upgrades before pushing out.
So it looks like right now we've got the 8 gateways versus the, it looks like 6 factories on the opposite end. Still the mineral only. It looks like the third gas has been capped. A dropship actually hanging out to that, going to the effortlessing corner, and now Vulture's just starting to move across the map. They had a nice harass earlier, but running headlong into the Dragoons this time. Able to plant some mines before dying, but not able to get a lot else accomplished here. The Zealot immediately running in and clearing those mines very, very rapidly. And the dropship getting scouted. Let's see if Lin was heads up and saw that dropship passing that probe in that 12 o'clock position. Not sure quite the purpose of this dropship. Maybe just to get a tank to that upper right above and provide a little bit of defense. Yeah, just to transport some tanks sooner to that upper right hand corner.